Morning, boys. In previous class, I have explained how to prepare trial balance, and you all hope know very well the method of preparing trial balance. Other teachers are explaining other chapters. Now, I would like to start your next chapter, that is bill of exchange. You know, in business, purchases and sales transactions are performed. These purchases are made by business entities on two bases, one on cash and other on credit. Similarly, a business sells goods on cash as well as on credit. Now, selling of goods on credit is very easy, where business do not anticipate timely recovery of its dues, then it may sell its goods on credit whosoever required to buy. But actually, if a business will do this thing, it may lead to hefty losses for business, which ultimately results in closure of its activities. So there must be an arrangement where credit purchase and sales is bound to happen, but with security and safety. Bill of exchange. Whenever credit purchases and credit sales are performed, actually acceptance of such dues is received in writing from buyer or seller by the business entity, followed by bank guarantee, so that in future if buyer denies payment, he may be or the entity may be sued in court of law for recovering dues. So what is bill of exchange? According to Negotiable Instrument Act 1881, a bill of exchange is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order signed by the maker, directing certain person to pay certain sum of money mentioned thereon to the person whose name is written onto the instruction. What it means? Suppose I am a businessman. Now I am selling goods by cash as well as credit. Now the customers to whom I am selling goods on credit, definitely these will become my debtors and I have to recover my dues on future date. So if a customer asks me to extend credit of rupees 50,000, I will say, okay, I am ready to extend you credit of rupees 50,000. But sir, you are to give me in writing that when you will clear my such dues. Now customer agrees that I will clear your dues after 3 months. Then what I will do? Before performing credit sales to that customer, would like to take his guarantee assurance of paying my dues after 3 months in writing, and in the meantime, I may ask that customer to attach a bank guarantee so that in case he fails to make payment, his banker would be liable for paying my that due of rupees 50,000. So this is my secure payment. Now, after 3 months, what I have to do? I will launch his acceptance with my banker for getting it cleared from his banker, and my banker will collect the entire value as per settled terms conditions between me and that customer on due date. So, on the one hand, customer has got goods on credit, and on the other, I too have protected my credit sales and have secured my payment on future date. So bill of exchange is an instrument in writing. What does it mean? There may not be any verbal agreement between buyer and seller. It must be a written contract. It is an agreement, written contract. Bill of exchange is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order signed by the maker. When I am selling goods on credit to my customer, so definitely I would be the maker of that bill of exchange and will make that bill of exchange in name of my that buyer entity, buyer person or my data. So bill of exchange is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order. There should not be any condition which may remain associated attached with this bill of exchange. So it is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order signed by the maker, I maker, directing certain person, that buyer, to pay certain sum of money mentioned thereon to the person or bearer of the instrument as per agreed terms conditions, as per agreed date of pay. Now, in a bill of exchange, three parties exist. What are those? Number one, parties in bill of exchange. Number one, drawer. Number two, drawee. And number three, pay. Who is drawer? The seller of goods on credit. So actually, drawer is the seller of goods on credit. To whom? To buyer. So he actually becomes drawer and he is to make that bill of exchange. Who is drawing? The buyer who has purchased goods on credit. So drawee is the person, individual entity which has performed purchases on credit from sale. That means drawee is to give his acceptance. Drawee is to give his acceptance, and drawer is the maker of bill of exchange. Now, what about pay? Who is paying? Either drawer himself receives payment and becomes paying from drawee, or if drawer has appointed his bank for collecting mentioned value of the instrument, so here drawer's bank becomes pay. Pay means the entity which is in charge of receiving payment from drawee or his bank. Now, bill of exchange. Actually, it is of two types. Bill of exchange types. It is of two types. A, bill of sight, and B, bill of entry. Now, what are the differences between these two? Now, it can be explained with an illustration. How? For instance, A drew a bill of exchange on B for rupees 5,000 receivable after 3 months. B accepted the same and returned to A after duly signing on 1/1/19. So actually a due bill of exchange on B for rupees 5,000. Actually it was done say on 1/1/19. And B has given his acceptance after duly signing on 1/1/19. So how will you calculate due date? So this bill of exchange was drawn for 3 months tenure now. So what would be your maturity date in case of bill of site or in case of bill of entry? So in order to get that maturity date, you are to know exactly how will you calculate. So here, date of drawings of bill of exchange. What is that date? 01/01/2009. This is DD, this is and this is year. Now for what specific tenure this bill of exchange was drawn? So at tenure, or you may say period. So it may be drawn for 1 month, may be drawn for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. Depends on agreement or terms and conditions settled between buyer and seller. Here, this bill of exchange has got a tenure of 3 months. So add tenure. So in DD column, you did not require to mention anything, but column, it was done for 3 months. In year, you did not require again to mention anything. So what would be the date? 01/04/2019. So if it is bill of exchange, this will constitute the maturity date for bill of site. So if it is bill of site or bill to date, so at this time, this 1/4/2019 will become your maturity date, or you may say due date. But if nothing is stated, whether it is bill of site or not, then you are to assume it as bill of entry. And when it is bill of entry, you are to make addition of 3 more grace days. Why these grace days are given? You know, 3 grace days are required because suppose the maturity date which is coming, suppose this date is Sunday. So on Sunday, entire business entities as well as banks remains closed. So payment cannot be performed made on Sunday. So next day, that would be Monday. So on Monday, payment would be performed. Suppose on Monday, payment has been made, it's okay. If it is not made due to holidays, then payment will be made on Tuesday. Now if Tuesday you have any strike, then on this day also payment may not be performed. Then next day could be Wednesday. And on this day, it is must that payment would be clear. However, if by chance Wednesday is another disturbing day, then payment would be made before Sunday, that is on Saturday. Clear? So that is why 3 grace days are given. So these grace days are provided only in bill of entry. So what you have to do? Add grace days. And grace days are of 3 days, 03. Now the final date which comes as 04, 04, 2019. So this will become your maturity date, or you may say due date for clearing payment of that performed credit sales. Now, 4/4/2019 is actually the ultimate date, and within this 4/4 up to 4/4, the payment of that drawn bill of exchange must be cleared. Now, point you should remember that 15th August, 26th January, and 2nd October is your declared national holiday. You have Republic Day, Independence Day, and you have Gandhi's birthday. So on these 3 days, automatically in entire India, economic activity remains closed. So if maturity date, your due date of the bill of exchange comes on 26th January, that means it is 26/1/2019. So obviously payment would be made one day earlier. That means the payment of such instrument will be performed done on 25th January. Similarly, if maturity date comes as 15th August, payment would be made on 14th August. And if it is on 2nd October, it would be paid on 1st October. So these 3 national holidays must be known to everyone. And if maturity date of bill of exchange comes on these 3 days, whether it is 26th January or 15th August or 2nd October, automatically you are to treat maturity date on 25th January in place of 26th January, 14th August in place of 15th August, and 1st October in place of 2nd October. Mind it. Other than these 3 days, if there are any other holidays, then it will be discussed and disclosed in your problem. And suppose another holiday which is provided in your problem is, say, you have 25th October. It is your holiday. So if it is given that 25th October would be holiday, and if your due date falls on that 25th October, then you are to recover your entire value of bill of exchange on 24th October, one day earlier, but cannot be 26th October. Mind you, within these 3 days, that is stipulated time frame period which is given, within this period, you are to realize, recover your due. However, if within these 3 days it is not possible to realize the dues, then payment will be made on 1/1. This date, payment would be done. Clear? Now, how you will do the recording while providing solution to problems related to bill of exchange? Just now I have stated the parties involved in bill of exchange: drawer and drawee, drawer and drawee. So drawer, who has sold goods on credit to his customer and actually is the maker of bill of exchange. So in drawer books, when he draws bill of exchange, for him it is bills receivable. And bills receivable is an asset. What type of assets? Current assets. And in his books of accounts always gets billed. Similarly for drawing, who is giving his acceptance for making payment on future date, for him it becomes bills payable, and bills payable will constitute his liability. And what type of liability? It is your current liability. And since it is liability, so you know always liabilities gets credited. So it will be credited. Now from this example, I hope it is not clear how, sir, you will debit and credit. So in order to explain, I am giving a very small example. How? On 1/1/20, X sold goods worth rupees 10,000 to Y on credit. On the same date, X drew a bill of exchange on Y. Y gave his acceptance after due signing of bill of exchange and return to X. On due date, X receives payment. Now, what are the two parties involved here? X and Y. Now, suppose you are directed to record the same in the books of X and Y, drawer and drawer. So, how will you do its recording? In the books of X and in the books of Y. You have to draw format of journal. Similarly, in the books of Y, date, particulars, LF ledger folio, amount, debit, credit. Similarly, you have to draw separately again journal of Y, date, particulars, LF, amount, rupees, debit. Now, in the books of X, what X did? Sold goods worth rupees 10,000 to Y. That means X is selling goods to Y. Y being personal account receiver of benefit, which I have taught at the beginning. Method of debiting, rules regarding debiting and crediting transactions. So in the books of X, date would be 1/1/20. Y account debited to sales account. Amount would be how much? 10,000. Write narration of your own. Being credit, yeah, being sold goods on credit. So in the books of Y, it will be performed as purchases now. So you are to record as purchases now. So general entry would be purchases account debited, but from whom? X now to X account 10,000. Narration being bought goods on credit from him. So for X, it is sale of goods to Y, and for Y, it is purchase of goods from X. Next, on the same day, you are to read line by line. Read one line, go on recording, then move to other line. On the same date, X give a bill of exchange on Y. Y for 3 months, say, for 3 months. Y gave his acceptance after due signing of bill of exchange and return to X. So date would be 1/1/20 now. It is of 3 months now. Bill of exchange for how many days? Tenure 3 months now. So on 1/1/20, again in the books of X, bills receivable account debited 10,000 to Y account 10,000. Right narration being received his acceptance payable after 3 months. So in the books of Y, how you do its recording? The date would remain same 1/1/20. It would be X account debited again 10,000 to, for him it is bills payable which you need to credit because it is a liability 10,000. Again right, being gave acceptance for payment after 3 months. Right narration. Now on due date. On due date, X receives payment now. So date of drawing is what? 1/1/20 for 3 months. So due date would be what? Nothing has been stated about bill of size. So it will become bill of entry. So date would be 4/4/20 in books of X. Either he may receive in cash or may receive payment from his bank. So cash bank account debited 10,000 to what? Bills receivable account. Being received, payment in cash. Transaction comes to an end. And in the books of Y, you are to show its recording again on 4420. Bills payable account debited to cash or bank account 10,000 being paid for acceptance on due date in. Hope most of you have understood it with this example, and in next class we'll conclude further. Thank you.